Hello everyone, we're here today to talk to Yaron Brook for October's Call to Action. Hi Yaron.
Hi Matthew.
There's so much attention being given to Ayn Rand lately in the media. You've been getting a lot of invitations to talk to new and important groups of people. And I just want to know if you'd be willing to share some of your experiences with us today and talk a little bit about what those invitations indicate about the acceptance of Ayn Rand's ideas in the culture, and particularly what students can expect to see, what positive changes they can expect to see in their schools in the upcoming years.
Sure. I mean, we'll start with the different events. There really has been a significant uptick, I'd say, over the last couple of years, but it's really got pretty intense over the last year with the number and the quality of invitations. Anywhere from participating in a debate at Oxford University earlier this year on the proposition of the House blames the bankers, where I was in a position to defend the bankers. All the way to another international event. I'll be going in a few weeks to Dublin, Ireland, where I've been invited to speak at an investment conference for a large investment house, where I will be following the Irish finance minister, and I'll be talking about financial regulations and the financial crisis. And then there's a lot in between. So. A couple of weeks ago, I was speaking at the March of Washington, which was quite exciting. I've never spoken to that size of an audience. There were probably, media claims anywhere between 60,000 to 2 million. I think there were probably a couple of 100,000 people there, but it was huge. I mean, everywhere you looked, there were masses of people. It was a short 2-minute speech, but it was exciting to do, and it was exciting to see so many people who are familiar with who Ayn Rand is and the books, and have seen me on television, particularly in Glenn Beck, and I got an opportunity to do Glenn Beck's show from the March on Washington, and actually discuss an issue which Glenn Beck hasn't discussed with me in the past, which was religion. So the differences between me and Glenn came out. The day before that, we actually did a seminar for Tea Party organizers. So we had 250 people in the room who are the passionate organizers behind a lot of the tea parties that are going on in the country. It's a wonderful audience. And we had 4 speakers all talking about what should the tea parties really stand for. And I talked, and Dr. John Lewis, who I think a lot of people are familiar with, talked, and then 2 speakers from the Competitive Enterprise Institute talked about the history of capitalism, the history of liberty, and the fight for liberty. So that was a different type of event, a small audience, but more time to talk and a Q&A. And by the way, all the stuff I'm talking about, except for Oxford, and probably this investment conference, all of it's up on the web. So go to ALC TV, become my friend on Facebook, and I always post these things on Facebook. I use Facebook as a marketing tool, so don't be intimidated. I know you're not all my friends, but you can definitely go on there. And then a week later in Washington, D.C., we did an event around healthcare, where we brought in 6 experts from different think tanks to talk about different issues around healthcare. And I talked about the moral, ethical issues, but other people talked about the more market, the actual concrete issues. And it was fascinating. I mean, these were really, really smart people. And that'll be up on the website of the American for Free Choice in Medicine website, AFCAM website, soon, and we'll be linking to it. But I thought it was one of the best talks I've heard on the healthcare issue anyway. So we did that. In between in New York, we did AOI did a big, first ever really high-level fundraising dinner, and we had 125 people who paid $2,500 a pop to be there, and some people sponsored tables, and we raised over $400,000 in one evening. John Allison spoke, and I spoke, and it was a really good event. And then maybe I'll mention one other kind of public event we've done recently, and notice how all these have happened within the last 2 weeks, how much is going on. John Allison and I spoke at NYU, and this relates to campus clubs. The campus club at NYU put this event on. We both spoke on the financial crisis. They managed to attract about 260 people into the room. I thought it was a fabulous event. We spoke, John focused more on the economics and his experience. John Allison, who's the former CEO of BB&T and today the chairman of BB&T Bank, he spoke about the financial crisis from the perspective of a banker, and I spoke about it more from an ethical, moral perspective. And it was a really high quality event, and the students did a good job organizing it. In the weeks to come, I'm going to be in University of Michigan in Ann Arbor, and it's I think in Atlanta. So I expect there's we're going to be starting up a school year. There are going to be more of these campus clubs. So I think the general tendency right now is more events, higher quality events, more people coming to events, more other organizations inviting us to participate in their events. There's just a broadening acceptance of Ayn Rand's ideas as legitimate, and of the Ayn Rand Institute as a legitimate representative of this set of ideas and a legitimate participant in this discussion. And I think that's going to make the life of the students in the campus clubs easier, in the sense that Ayn Rand's views, if they're perceived as more legitimate, they're going to be perceived as less of a fringe, but in more of a mainstream, which is one of my goals, not to change objectivism to make it mainstream, but to change the mainstream so that objectivism is part of it. And I think we're starting to achieve that, partially through our books projects and the campus clubs and everything we're doing to just bring the ideas out there. So I think that it's going to help the campus clubs, the fact, and the students, the fact that Ayn Rand's ideas are not considered so fringe. And that's helped by the BB&T programs at the universities. We've got 59 of those where Ayn Rand is being taught every year. It's helped by other think tanks that are starting to take Ayn Rand seriously. It's helped by the high school program where, hopefully 1 million kids are reading Ayn Rand in high school. So I think that's kind of where we're heading, is to make the perception of Ayn Rand be less of a fringe and more of a mainstream thinker who is worthy of a debate. And I think that's what we're seeing from other groups and other institutions, is they're interested in our ideas as part of the debate that's going on out there. And I think it's an opportunity when a campus club does an event like this to really make a big deal out of it, and really try to get as many people out there, from as many students, as many people from the community, as many professors, to come to the event and to present it professionally, to do to present themselves professionally in a business-like manner. And then to have, I think we provide high quality speakers, and hopefully we engage more people in this discussion. We engage more people in taking objectivism, taking Ayn Rand seriously. And if we're going to change the world, that's what we have to do. That's a necessary step on the way, is just to get them to take us seriously. Not to agree, not to accept everything, but just to take it seriously, to come, to listen, to engage. And the campus clubs have a huge role in this. In many cases, they are the only presence Ayn Rand has in these universities, and they need to take advantage of that fact.
Okay, sounds like a lot of exciting stuff coming up and opportunities available. So thanks for your time, Yaron.
My pleasure. Thank you.